I'm at Rye House near Hoddesdon, Hertfordshire, and that's Rye House behind me. Very historic place, built in the early 1600s, and it's particularly significant in British history because it was the site of the infamous Rye House plot when King Charles II in the late 1600s, having succeeded his father who'd been executed in 1649, Charles II was in exile for nearly 10 years before the monarchy was restored and he came back to the throne. But in 1683 it seemed that certain Whig politicians were desperate to actually alleviate the risk of Catholicism being returned to the throne of Great Britain. So they compiled a plot in 1683 to murder the king and his brother, the Duke of York, younger brother, who would eventually attain the throne himself. Anyway, what happened was they decided to ambush the king and his brother by concealing themselves in a low ditch near here, somewhere around this area. Armed men would waylay the king and his brother as they returned from the Newmarket horse races. April the 1st, 1683 is when it was all kicking off. But the plot fell apart because the king and his brother James, they were actually at the Newmarket horse races and there was a big fire. So the races were actually cancelled and the king and his brother came home early, which meant that they missed the plot to kill them in this very area. So that was that. But the conspirators were grassed up by some other disloyal men to them in Parliament. The conspirators were all tracked down and caught, and 12 of them were executed for treason. So that was the Rye House plot, and of course King Charles II lived to reign for a little longer. There you go, Rye House, lovely historic building.